What I want to look at here today is the macro between the movements of Pulsechain and the Atropa ecosystem. So I'm just going to be having a look at just Pulsechain and just Atropa, because as we know by now, everything kind of moves, well, everything within the Atropa ecosystem moves at the same pace and at the same rate as Atropa. So what I want to do here is I want to bring this chart up here. I'm also trying a different share way. So let's see if this works out. So as we can see here, very clear in phase 1, 2, 3, 4. Phase 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to break this up into 4 phases. So how I've broken this up, how I've looked at this is in bull phases, bear phases, bull phases, bear phase. So the first phase was a bull phase, second phase was bear, bull, and bear. Okay. And so at the start, so in the first 2 phases, there was a direct inversion between Pulsechain and Atropa. So what did we see? We saw liquidity flow out of Pulsechain and into Atropa. And so this started to grow the ecosystem. Then what did we see in phase 2? Atropa hit a cycle top. We started taking profit out back into Pulsechain. After that point, things have become more bonded. So it's a very different scenario now. So we see that they're moving basically the same way. So now we've had a bull phase in phase 3 and then a bull phase in phase 3 with the Atropa ecosystem. Let's put this down to the bottom now, actually. And then here we've seen a bear phase within the Atropa ecosystem. And we've seen a bear phase within Pulsechain. Now, why am I showing this? So one thing that's very interesting is obviously a lot of this liquidity within this period of time flowed into Pulsechain, flowed into Atropa. So within this period, there was a lot of this liquidity flowing into Atropa. Now we're starting to see that their movements are interlinked. So what is this telling me? How can we start to look at this in a way that's going to help us predict what's going to happen in the Atropa ecosystem? So yesterday I made a video that we're looking like we're getting towards a top with the Atropa bottom within the Atropa ecosystem. Are we looking like we're getting to a bottom with the Atropa ecosystem again? So if I compare the bear phase within the last period, it went for 84 days. 84 days is coming up. Well, 84 days is today. Wow. Okay. Gee whiz. Okay. 84 days is today. And not only that, look at where we are with Pulsechain. We're getting to the lowest lows that we're possibly going to get in with Pulsechain. So the lowest lows were, 3-3. We're in the 3-3 zone. Was it 3-3s? Yeah, let's take 3-3s because that's my magic baby boo number. Right. So this is the whale sacrifice phase. This is the pleb sacrifice phase. So I'm a pleb. This is where I sacrifice that rate. And this is why everybody's upset, because everything is below the cost that we would have got it for. Fair enough. Now, whales are the ones that dictate the macro movements. It's not all of us little plebs. The whales dictate the macro movements and us little plebs follow along. So we swim along and go where they go. Now, if I'm now considering, okay, can Pulsechain get any lower than this? It's getting low, man. It's getting so low. It's getting towards the lowest lows that we've ever been. So, what are we? We're we're about minus 26% away from the lowest lows that we've ever been. But do you see a reality where whales are going to want to see it drop below the sacrifice rate again? Who knows? Who knows how this is going to be? So what I've noticed here is, because now, since this moment in time, since now these 2 phases, they have become bonded. Atropa and Pulsechain are now bonded. They're not moving inversely. They were moving inversely. Now they've become bonded. So when we're seeing a dip in Atropa, we're seeing a dip in Pulsechain, which is a very interesting relationship. I was observing this for a long time. And I think basically up until this point now, up until this 4th phase, it became very clear that they are now like equally bonded, which is very interesting. I would have preferred an inverse relationship because it makes it easier to predict what I can do with Atropa. Yesterday, I was actually thinking of making a video. Okay, I'm going to make a video and show, again, that inverse relationship. But to my surprise, now that I've looked at it again, they've been bonded now for basically the year since I got into it, that it's been bonded. So this first phase of flowing into Atropa, now it's together. So how can we actually use this information to help us see where the Atropa ecosystem could potentially go? Now, I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, right, how low can we possibly go? This here is a very key level with Pulsechain. You can see it here. It's a key level where the price is magnetized to several times. So it's touched it here. It's danced around it here. It broke through it here. Then it came back down to it. It tried to almost test it again. It tested it here. It's dancing around it here. So this area now is a very key zone where we see, okay, what's going to happen? What are the scenarios that can actually happen here? So some scenarios is it could continue to go sideways. It could dance around. It could do what it's done here. It could dance around this level, this zone for quite some time. So we could see something similar with the Atropa ecosystem where it's going to go sideways for a while. Or, well, excuse me. Or it could fall down. And if it falls down, I would then predict that this is going to continue to fall down as well if this continues to fall down. And I would think it's not going to make a lower low. I could be wrong, but I would think it's not going to make a lower low. Now, if this reverses and this actually starts to go into a bullish trend, so what could happen is it could go up, it could bounce back, test this level. I mean, it didn't even test the level before. It just broke right through. And well, actually it did. It came down and tested it again. There we go. So it could do something similar. It could come down and test this level and break out to the upside. That's what a lot of people who hold Pulsechain would hope for. That's what also, if I was, what I'm hoping for, honestly, my mindset is it's long-term. It's long-term. I don't care about these little ebbs and flows in between. My mindset is the end of the bull market. So whatever happens in between, the lower it is for the longer it is, the more that can be accumulated by the boys. That's what I'm hoping for. So I think, yeah, this could potentially come down a little bit more. Who knows? I'm hoping it comes down a little more so then I can scoop up some more of Atropa with the remaining that I have. So now what is interesting here is this date here where we saw the reversal. So let's get a different color for this one just to make it clear. This was a very key point here where Pulsechain actually reversed. So this was the 13th of March. So this is where the reversal happened on the 13th of March. Now, this, because I'm drawing these lines from the Atropa ecosystem. So from the Atropa ecosystem where the bottoms and the tops were, not within Pulsechain. So Pulsechain actually leads the market in a way. So here's the 13th of March, and then eventually a few days later, we start to see the reversal within Atropa. So if, hypothetically speaking, we see a reversal, let's say within the next few days, let's say on the, just for argument's sake, just to make this point very clear, let's say on the 25th of July, 5th of July, new month, new financial year, just for the record. Wow, just for the record also, this is something to be very mindful of. I don't know how you guys trade, but I've been more than happy to take these losses to lower my tax rate. So then next year I can offset these tax losses into the profits. I have no qualms with that whatsoever because I'm looking at this from the perspective of the numbers of tokens rather than the dollars. This is a different kind of mindset. So now 5th of July, let's say 5th of July, this reverses. What did we have here? So we had basically 13th to the, to the 6th of April. So the 13th of March to the 6th of April. So almost a month between this point, the point of reversal. So what can that possibly tell us? So what can that possibly tell us? So the 5th of July. So when could we possibly see a reversal? So if we go to the 5th of July here, so Pulsechain reverses here, it starts to go bullish. If we use this as an indicator from here to here, this was, let's just get how many days exactly, just to be clear. Oh, it's only going to give me, it'll give me days. So you got the date. It's not on my favorites, this one, I don't think. Oh, it is too. Okay, sweet. Okay, so here we go. Almost a month. So 27 days. Oops. Almost a month. So 27 days. So what could we possibly see here? Again, I'm just trying to predict how this could possibly go. So almost a month. So we go all the way to basically August, the start of August. That's where we could start to see this reversing. So possible scenarios is this continues to trend down. And then if we see Pulsechain reverse here, fantastic. we're still going to see this potentially go down. So this is all just potentials. And then we could see the reverse in the Atropa ecosystem. That's what I'm seeing. And I mean, realistically as well, this kind of level as well would be a very key level. Same thing was happening with this pulse chain level. There's a very key level here where it really gravitates to. So this is what I'm personally hoping to see. I want to see it go lower. This is just me. This is what I like to see. I like to see things go lower so I can get bargains. That's what it's all about, because we want to accumulate more, because the more we have, the better it's going to be. So that's my mindset. That's my thinking. Those are the possible scenarios. Possible scenarios is going to keep going sideways. It'll drop more. And if it drops more, Atropa is going to keep dropping more. Or we could start to see a reversal in Pulsechain very soon, because it's really getting towards the lows of Pulsechain, and it's going to have to reverse soon. We're heading into a new financial year. We're heading into a new month. This is going to be where people are going to start to set up their positions for the year within this next coming months. Bitcoin starts to take off within the next year as well, the next financial year. All the altcoins start to boom as well. Moon King's calling July as being an altcoin reversal. I'm starting to see some very big players also talk about the same thing. They're seeing it trending up towards altcoin season in July. So we're going to start to see these movements coming soon. So what do you guys think? How does everybody think about this? This is just some very simple and basic technical analysis based on liquidity flows, based on the bonding between Atropa and Pulsechain. That's the way that I'm seeing things. That's the way that I'm seeing things could play out. Would love to hear everybody's feedback. Take care.